Okay, today Mr. Robbins is going to show you how to use a drill press. This is the drill press here. It's used to drill holes in various size and different things that we'll be using throughout the year. So I want to show you a little bit about the drill press and how it's used. The first thing I want to show you is how to put the drill bit in. And I've picked a drill bit here that I think is the right size. This is like a 3/16" drill bit. You put this in here, turn this chuck on it, the chuck that holds it there. Then you take the chuck key and turn it, tighten it up there to put it in there. Make sure you put that out of the way there. You don't want to leave it in. Then next we need to figure out where we're going to put the hole. And on this object here, I've got a terrier, and say we're going to put an eye right there on that side, maybe an eye right here on that side, okay? Then I take the awl, I guess I can show it up closer here. I take the awl and put right in the eye there and put a hole there, like so. And same thing over on this side, right there. So I put a little hole in there. You can see that. Then I come over here to the drill press. I don't want to go all the way through, so I'm going to set the depth on it. And the depth is right here on the side of the machine. So I set this, so it's just barely going to go down into there, maybe that deep. And then I turn this down. So it just barely goes in there. Okay, and now that's going to stop right there. It won't go any deeper than that, okay? So I'm going to put my safety glasses on here. And bring this down, and I got a hole there, so it'll stay right on there. Bring it down. I said till it stops. Now it won't go any deeper, so that's as deep as it'll go. Turn it over and do the other side. Down until it stops, and that won't go any deeper. Okay, and then I've drilled, as you can see here, I put a little eye on both sides of it there. So that's how you drill when you want it to just not to go all the way through. You have to set the depth on it. Now, when I want to drill something, say I was going to make this into a keychain, and I was going to put a hole in it. Let's say I'm going to put a hole right here. You got to get away from the edge a little bit. You don't want it to break off. So I put a hole right there. Okay, and I marked that. So I put a hole right there. You couldn't see it, I don't think. Okay, so I put a hole right there. Now I've got to set the depth so it goes all the way through. So I want to go into this scrap piece of wood. You always set it something underneath here so that you don't drill into this metal table here. So now I'm going to set this back up. So we want it to go down so it goes all the way into that piece. It's almost there. I'm looking at this now, and it'll go into that other piece of wood there, so I can bring my thing over here, hit the start button, bring it down, and it'll find the center. I'm going to take that one down until it stops. And as you can see, that one goes all the way through. Okay, so that one's drilled all the way through there. So those are the things that you need to know on how to use the scroll saw. And that's all we're going to go over for today is, or I'm sorry, excuse me, how to use a drill press. I'll try to go over the bandsaw, use the bandsaw a little bit. Even though you guys won't be using the bandsaw that much, you still need to know what it can do, and if there's anything on your project that I'll use it to do that. Same thing with the different machines here, the table saw, the disc belt sander, and those things. So I'm going to try to pause here for a minute. And now I'm going to go show you a little bit about the disc belt sander. You won't use this too much in 7th grade, just every once in a while I have to use it, but I'll show you what it does. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to sand off a little bit of material at a time. I talked to you the other day about when you sand, you have to have speed and pressure. This is going to supply a lot of speed going around, and the pressure determined by how hard you push it in. And you don't want to push too hard because it'll create so much friction that it'll burn your wood and create a burn mark on your wood. Now, you always, using the disc belt sander, use from the center to the left side of the wheel here. Just this space right here is all you can use, because as this as this disc turns, it turns this direction. And if you use this over here, it's going to want to flip the piece up in the air as you're using it. So you don't use this side. You can't take a big piece and put it across here because this side's going to flip up. So you use from the center to this outside and keep your hands back away from it. I got my safety glasses on. And it's good for sanding, like where I've got a little bit of rust stop right there. I can take this over here, just barely touch it against there. You don't want to get your fingers in there close. You can't get into some tight places with it, but you can do the outside parts of it. And we could put a keychain through there, paint it all up, make it look like a Terrier or whatever it is. And that's basically how the disc belt sander works. So we've went over several machines this week. We went over the scroll saw. We went over the how to sand. We went over the drill press, and now the disc belt sander. So you're getting an idea of all the different things that you can use that you're going to be using to make things throughout Tech Ed at the middle school here. So again, when after you watch the video, make sure you sign that you take the attendance quiz so I can give you points for watching the video. And then we're going to be ready. You know, this is going to be the last one before we start back on Monday. We'll start back with learning about the different, start with measurement, go through measurement, and again, make sure everyone understands measurement, take a measurement quiz. And then we're going to start right into using the scroll saw next week. We'll get into using the scroll saw and doing some little cutouts, and the first part will just be basically doing the basic things, learning how to use it, turning, and then we'll get into something where you actually design it and paint it. As both 6th graders and 7th graders. 7th graders will start doing a puzzle. So get your assignments turned in. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.